Hi, I'm registered dietitian Libby Parker, and today's video was made in collaboration with recent dietetic grad Renee Naumann. We're going to go over the good, the bad, and the really ugly of the alkaline or the alkaline-ash diet. The alkaline diet is based on the thought that consuming certain foods will cause your body's blood pH level to become more acidic, thus causing harmful effects on the body. Now, if you remember back to chemistry class, the pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. An alkaline or basic food would be anything with a pH greater than 7, while an acidic food is anything with a pH below 7. The basic idea of the diet started in the 1850s when a French psychologist, Claude Bernard, studied the acid-base levels in our body. However, it was in the early 1900s where the alkaline theory began to really emerge. In the 1930s, the American Public Health and the Committee on Nutritional Problems began to discuss and report that there were popular diets dealing with acid and base in our food intake. While the diet stated that our blood could become more acidic due to the intake of low pH food, studies showed that the acidic blood only occurred due to certain medical conditions and not due to the intake of specific food items. The modern alkaline diet that we know became popular in the 1990s when Robert O. Young wrote an article discussing the over-acidification of the blood and tissues due to an acidic diet and lifestyle. He is known as the father of the alkaline diet and even wrote a book regarding this diet in 2002. The book advocated for 80-20, 80% alkaline environment and 20% acidic, by consuming certain foods, detoxes, and supplements. The popularity of the diet increased even more with the endorsement of many celebrities. The good. So the diet does put a great deal of emphasis on fresh plant-based foods such as leafy green vegetables or root vegetables. Now, I don't need to tell you how good fruits and vegetables are for the body. The diet recommends primarily vegetables and fruits with the moderate intake of meats, sugar, alcohol, and processed foods, which helps to reduce inflammation in the body. The bad. The diet encourages the thought that the food which we consume can alter our blood pH level. What's interesting, though, is that our body is actually able to maintain a blood pH level of around 7.35 to 7.45. Our lungs and our kidneys work together to monitor and adjust this level at all times. This is referred to as acid-base balance. One way the body controls pH levels is by the release of carbon dioxide from our lungs. Carbon dioxide is produced as a byproduct of oxygen and nutrient metabolization. The carbon dioxide enters the blood and carries it to the lungs where it's exhaled. Carbon dioxide is just slightly acidic, so the higher the level of CO2 in the blood, the more acidic the blood becomes. The brain monitors the amount of carbon dioxide exhaled, and by adjusting it, the brain and lungs are able to regulate blood pH at all times. The kidneys regulate blood pH as well by excreting acids or bases in order to keep our pH within range. Their impact on pH is not as quick as the lungs, and it regulates it more on a day-to-day level instead of a moment-to-moment. There's also a chemical buffer system which regulates the blood pH at all times. It helps to combat any sudden shift in acid or base levels. The buffer system involves carbonic acid, which is a weak acid, and bicarbonate ions, a weak base. The body can actually adjust the proportion of the carbonic acid or the bicarbonate in the blood to moderate changes in the pH. Now, it should be noted that there are two changes that can occur in this acid-base system. These are referred to as acidosis and alkalosis. Acidosis is when the pH level is too acidic in the blood, while alkalosis is when the pH level is too basic. These can occur due to a variety of medical conditions or disorders, such as ketoacidosis or starvation. However, it cannot occur due to the level of acid or base in the foods that you're consuming. Okay, the really ugly? This diet tends to put foods into good or bad categories. And the truth is, all food provides our body with nutrients. While some do have a greater impact on health than others, especially in terms of vitamins and minerals, restricting whole categories of foods can put you at a risk of nutrient deficiencies, medical complications, eating disorders, and honestly make eating socially more difficult. According to the UC San Diego Health, this thinking neglects the complexity of food and the impact that the hundreds of constituents of a whole food can make on our bodies. So does a diet high in alkaline foods and low in acidic foods keep us healthier? Well, due to the long list of acidic foods that you're unable to consume, It's thought that consuming this diet long-term will lead to nutritional deficiencies if not carefully planned. An alkaline diet will not reduce the risk of certain health conditions. Instead, any reduction seen in these health risks is simply due to the increased intake of fruits and vegetables in the diet, which contain an amount of vitamins and minerals, and likely a reduction in saturated fat. In conclusion, the best diet is none. Our body is constantly using its own biofeedback mechanisms to maintain homeostasis, the perfect even range of our blood and all of our cells. No alkaline calculating necessary. Eat a wide variety of foods, and your body really will do the rest.